Right, welcome to Dragon's Back Packing Chaos. It's actually fairly unchaotic now. I've managed to spend a lot of time sorting this all out. So, firstly,
I really regret
hill kit.
tipping all of that
So,
in.
got my top on, got my shorts on, my shoes here, pair of Altra tint boas, which I'll probably be wearing for day one. Then I have buff as well as my visor. This is probably because I'll get a bit sweaty and so I want to wipe that away, and then even if it's going to be raining, it might be nice to cool down at some point because it might still be pretty hot and muggy. Then in the bag itself, I've got my bottles in the front, one in the back. I've got lockable tops on these so the one in the back won't be dripping everywhere. Then there's my waterproof jacket, and if I go into the main section, which is zipped because I hopefully won't be going into there too much, I have the survival bag, that's the right word for that, and then in a little case I've got head torch, compass and the rear tail light. Then waterproof trousers, tucked away in a little pocket in there, and then in a dry bag, because this stuff is, well, seeing as it is looking like it's going to be a bit wet, but then also it's just stuff that I want to have dry anyway. Got long sleeve base layer, I've got my synthetic layer and gloves. So that all kind of packs away pretty neatly into a 12-litre Salomon pack. So get that all packed in just now. And then what I've also got that I haven't put in my bag yet is, and this can be a sign of things to come, my nutrition for day one for on the hill is all packed up so that I've got that all ready, and all I need to do is just load up my bag on the day. Then other things that are in my bag, I've got my poles on my bag, which I'll be using for part of the week. And then in the front I've got a little thing of anti-chafe. It's in one of the little front pockets, and that's just because it's a really long time between the support point and the start and the support point and the end, so a good length of time before you're actually going to see a bag with anything dropped into it. So if you have any issues, you kind of want to sort them out straight away. Then I've got also in my bag, and nicely accessible in the front, is map. This is an old one, but obviously when we get the new one I'll have that really accessible so that I can get to it. Means of payment, that is what this is recording on right now, and I'll have my debit card with me as well. And then there's also in here somewhere a whistle, which I can never manage to grab. There we are. So whistle. That is everything that is in the main hill kit. Then I've got the bad weather kit, so I'll have this at the top of my main camp bag because we're going to be going through that as part of kit check. So in here I've got warm waterproof gloves, warm hat, some full length leggings and another 300-gram synthetic layer. And then for the warm weather I wear my visor anyway, and then I'll have with me additional water bottles because I put my powder into the water bottles empty anyway, so I'll have plenty of bottles hanging around. So that is all of that. Then support point bag. So in the drop bag each day I will more than likely have a pair of shoes, which I will put into another bag, but we'll pop them in here for now. So shoes will be in there. I'll have my resupply of food, some battery packs just in case everything sort of starts dying, which I can then take with me, change of socks, sun cream for just in case the sun decides it wants to pop out, and then some more additional food in case I've got everything wrong and I get incredibly hungry, and that will make up my supply bag for each day. Then the main camp bag. Now this is the potentially most daunting bit of trying to fit it all in and trying to keep it under the weight. The other part to it is that throughout the week you're going to be getting progressively more and more tired, and your brain is going to want to do less and less and less. So any admin you can do right now ahead of the week is brilliant. So I have divvied up everything into bags for each day, and then anything else that's extraneous also has its own bag. So I've got like running kit is in a bag of its own, I've got toiletries are in a bag of their own, all the camp essentials like the sponge, towel, plate, cutlery, what else is in here, a head torch for camp, all of that is all packaged off in there. And then when I'm thinking about actually packing the bag itself, I'm going to want to have everything that I want to get to quickly right at the very top, and then everything that I don't really care about at that point in time towards the bottom. So this is how I'll end up packing the bag. If we grab this, thing that I need the least at the beginning of the week is going to be stuff for day 6. So in each of these bags I have my hill kit stuff. So I've got anything that I want to shove into my running pack at the start of the day. I then have a separate bag for everything that I'm going to put into the support bag. At least one pair of socks depending on which day it is, and then I have a few bits and pieces that are going to be like my camp food, which are also in there for the day. So that's day 6 is in, day 5 in, day 4 in, day 3 in, day 2 in. Right, now I'm going to pop in the blister kit, first aid, which has my K-tape in it as well, and mozzie head net. Then got another pair of shoes because, well, the week is all incredibly different, so I'm probably going to move through a couple of pairs of shoes. So those are in there. Then I will pop in running clothes for the rest of the week. So there's a couple of extra t-shirts in there, shorts, and a few additional visors and sports bras. Then I've got sleeping stuff, so sleeping bag, in, sleeping mat, and a pillow because I like to be comfy. Those are in there. Now, things that I'm going to want to get to when I first get into camp. So I have got my toiletries, I'll probably get in next. Then I've got my camp things. So I'm going to want to be fed kind of fairly soon. So I'm going to want to get to wherever my plate is and wherever my cup is. So that is also in there. Then I've got day 1, what I'm going to want when I get into camp. So there's a change of clothes in here, as well as some food for when I get in straight away. So that's all going to pop in towards the top. I've got, and we're going to pretend that this is clean, I've got a protein shaker. I've got protein shake itself. So pop that in. Then some comfy shoes. And finally, because it's going to be checked at kit check, the bad weather kit can go in at the top. So that is everything. Another hat for good measure. That is everything packed into the bag. And there we go. Dragon's back bag packed. Now for the moment of truth. Yes! There's enough room for the duck! Right. It's coming with me.